You mentioned Weijia Jiang. Our Ed O'Keefe is not far from here across town with Weijia right now. We're going to go to him now. Ed?
Good to see you again. We obviously were all together in that ballroom about, 2 hours ago now when this happened. The rest of us were on the ballroom floor at our tables, and Weijia was up on stage on the dais in her role not only as senior White House correspondent, but as chairwoman of the White House Correspondents Association. For the uninitiated, remind them, what is this association? What were we doing tonight?
The White House Correspondents Association serves as the bridge between the White House Press Corps and the administration. And once a year, we host this dinner for all of those people in both groups to come together to celebrate the importance of the First Amendment and all the freedoms in the First Amendment. So we were doing that today. This was, in the middle of dinner, and the formal program had not started, but we were all seated. We were, having conversation. I was talking to President Trump because I was sitting there with him. And it was so quick.
Did you hear it?
We heard commotion, and then I saw the Secret Service agents plunging toward our head table. And it took me a couple seconds to realize what was happening. But when I heard them say down, 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 I, of course, crawled to the ground as quickly as possible. And there was President Trump right in front of me. We were touching because we were both sprawled out on the ground. In front of him was the First Lady, and agents were telling us to move when they thought it was safe. So we crawled out into
You had to crawl off the stage.
Yes, I crawled off the stage. And I had no idea what was going on. I just knew that there was some sort of threat. The president and the First Lady were whisked away, and we were just holding for a while to see if we could find out more details about what was happening. And I will say the president kept in very close touch, and he wanted the show to go on as he posted publicly, but he kept saying, we should go back, because he didn't want to be deterred by any threat. So ultimately, of course, law enforcement decided that was not a good idea, and we came here to the White House.
And we're going to do it again.
The president says that we are going to do it again. In fact, he called me back to have a conversation with him before he posted about it, and he explained that despite the fact that he really wanted this dinner to go on tonight, that it would have to wait. But he stressed multiple times that he wanted to have the dinner at some point because he thought it was important. This is the first time President Trump had ever agreed to come to this dinner as president.
He didn't do it in his first term, and
right.
hadn't so far. Yeah.
Right. And in the briefing just now, you heard him. He said, tonight was supposed to bring the White House and the press together, and in a way this has, because you realize the gravity, and you realize that the one thing we have in common, the one thing is our duty to the American people.
Right.
And at the end of the day, that's what it's about. And he was quite reflective about that, I thought.
You've spent months, a year, working on this. This happens. They're asking me to ask you because we're all concerned as colleagues. How are you feeling?
Oh, thank you for asking that. What we do isn't about a big fancy dinner party.
Right.
In some ways, what happened tonight is actually a much better reflection of what it is we do. Because when I looked at my phone, and I didn't go into the ballroom, but I was scrolling just trying to find out what people were reporting, I saw many reporters reporting live from in the room and tweeting from in the room and having no idea whether their lives were at stake because they didn't know if there was an ongoing threat. And that's what reporters do. And that was on full display. And why do we do it, even in the most unthinkable circumstances? To inform the public. We're not doing it for ourselves. So.
Tony, and we all ran back here, and we'll be here through the night to sort out what's going on. I know there's some other information being shared up the street, so we should go deal with that, Tony. Thank you, Weijia.
Weijia, thank you very much. Ed, thank you very much. That's not where they expected to be tonight. That's not where we expected to be tonight.